this coffee.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Grind Culture Podcast. I am Ed.
What up? I am Colton.
And welcome back. We are back.
We're back, finally.
I uploaded an episode this week. Had some technical difficulties with YouTube, as my dad would say. But I figured it out, and I think we're ready to roll for the rest of the year and or the beginning of next year, which I think we're going to be calling. I mentioned it last episode. Mm-hmm. Season 2. So season 1 is going to end off. Season 2 of Grind Culture Podcast will be 2025.
Crazy.
Yeah, 2025 is even crazy to think about. I remember 2020. I don't even want to talk about 2020 because it's going to be more of an upbeat podcast or episode at least.
That's right.
But welcome back. We're going to wind down this year. A couple episodes maybe left, and then we're going to get ready for a holiday, spend it with our family.
Yep.
So on and so forth. But this episode is going to be, I think, a fun one. One that we did similar to like the True False episode. We did one about
taking everybody's questions.
The questions episode.
Fun.
So this is going to be something like that where Colton has a series of questions he wants to ask me, and I have a series of questions that I want to ask Colton, and none of us know what we're going to ask each other.
Yep.
But I mean, mine is like a little bit of like a fun question, like this or that, and a little bit of like personal questions. And we can pass. We can pass on questions if we just are not ready to talk about them or don't want to put them on camera. But I don't think it's going to get to that point, but we'll see, I guess. Anyways.
I'm an open book, so.
Yeah, me too. But do you...
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, go first.
And then let me just mention real quick. We did mention... So we were on a health kick for a while. So we were talking about healthy lifestyle, healthy food, all those things, doing health and wellness and all those things. Me and Ed have been still keeping up with the gym, getting fit, living it on, and making it a lifestyle. So we'll continue to do that. But for these next 2 episodes, we're going to do this. And then we'll jump back to that. Yeah,
because I do want to catch us up on like what had happened throughout October as far as the winter arc goes and how we're continuing it, what our thought was on it. So yeah, that's a good idea.
And I know we mentioned Cody will be back for a part 2 and to keep gathering questions for him. So maybe 30th episode around there, we'll bring him back for our guest speaker. So that's it. Let's run it. You ready?
Ready.
You ready? Okay.
Ready.
These first ones are going to be like kind of just like just shoot them at you. You can answer quick, or you can answer, in full detail, maybe why. But and then we'll get into more like detailed questions.
Okay, fair enough.
End. So fun ones first, and then they're all fun, but
fair.
Easy ones first.
Yeah.
What's your favorite coffee drink? And I'm going to start off coffee, and then we'll do like life. So what's your favorite coffee drink?
Okay, it varies. Right now, it's a warm Americano. I drink it every morning. It used to be a latte, but right now, a honey latte, but right now, warm Americano in the mornings.
Nice. That's what I'm drinking right now. It's delicious. If you could visit one origin of coffee, where would it be?
Peru, because I've been there. I love Peru. Yep. I love the mountainous regions of Peru. It's familiar to me. It's the motherland. I'm Peruvian. I could say somewhere else, like somewhere more tropical, like Bali. But I'm gonna stick with Peru.
Peru would be cool. Yeah, very cool. Same type of question, but it could be different. What's your favorite coffee origin?
Favorite coffee origin right now is probably Mexico or Uganda, I think.
Okay, cool.
Because the Uganda we have right now, or like the variants of Uganda, pretty good. So I would say, I would give it to Mexico, because Mexico I drink a lot of.
Yeah, me too. Especially as lattes. They're really good in lattes.
So I'll say, dang it, but Colombia also had a bunch of good coffees we tasted recently.
Yep.
I'm going to go Colombia, I think.
Colombia, out of the gate. Just out. Yeah. All right, sick. All right, let's see. What's your favorite coffee shop?
Favorite coffee shop is Steady State. It's the coffee shop that started it all for me, located in Carlsbad. The Steady State guys have always been nice to me and my wife and my daughter Eloise, and she's been going there since a baby. We lived in an apartment very close to Steady State.
Yep.
when she was born, and so we went there and spent way too much money every weekend.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, but it was always an experience that I would remember. Just every Saturday, overcast, smell the ocean, driving that way, and then get a cup of coffee, go surfing.
I love it.
Good memories there, core memories.
Oh, I miss it right now thinking about it. Yeah, good coffee shop for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so who's your favorite coffee roaster?
Here, or in general, like out there in the world?
Out of every coffee roaster.
You, I think. You or Brian.
Okay, doesn't count. No, not a person. Company.
Oh, coffee roaster?
Yes.
Oh, dang. I still say you or Brian, though.
You could say Mountains and Waves. Or Temecula coffee roasters.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't think I have one. Pass.
Okay. Sounds good. What's your dream coffee setup? Just real quick. Grinder and espresso machine.
Okay. The grinder that I want is probably the niche.
The niche. I just joined the niche family.
Yeah, that's a very nice grinder. I like it, and I like the way it looks. And then I always fart the name of this, but the espresso machine that I want. Do you remember the name of it?
A casa? Is it? No, that's a house in Spanish.
It sounds like that. It's like a escasso, or I can't fart the name of this.
I can picture it in my head.
Yeah, escasso, I think.
Okay. A casa.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, that's what I want. I'm gonna put a little link of what I want, just so everybody knows. Sorry if I farted the name, but that's what I want.
Cool. Cold brew, iced Americano, or a flash brew?
Iced Americano, flash brew. I'm going to say an iced Americano because though I enjoy a flash brew more, I like the flavor of it. I drink iced Americanos way more. And they always tend to hit the spot. I'm never disappointed by it, really.
A little richer, darker usually. Yeah.
So I would have to say iced Americano. Americanos all around for me right now is just really what I've been drinking.
Cool. Espresso based rather than pour over.
Yeah.
Cool. Favorite food and favorite drink, not coffee related.
Favorite food, favorite drink. Favorite food, it's hard because it's always a toss-up. If I had to pick a favorite food that I discovered much later in my life, it's a California burrito, specifically from either Lola's in Carlsbad or Lourdes anywhere. I mean, there's like multiple locations, but my first one was in Escondido.
Okay.
I think that might be the original Lourdes or Lola's California burrito. But if not, there's this dish in a Peruvian traditional dish called matasquita, which is pretty much just like a beef stew with rice on the side.
Sounds bomb.
Dude, it's like it's the biggest comfort food you could think of, dude. I could eat like a big salad bowl of it. It's freaking good. So those two probably.
Okay. And then drink, not coffee?
Oh, drink, not coffee. I have an orange juice nearly every morning. Okay. If I have time. I love a good lemonade, though I haven't had one in a bit. And when I used to fly a lot, this might be the one if I'm indulging in something and I don't care about like sugar or whatever. Yep. I used to fly. I used to travel a lot for my previous job, and the one thing I always look forward to when I was up in the air was a ginger ale. I don't know why. Just airplane ginger ale tastes so much better than other ginger ale. So I would probably say ginger ale.
Okay. Interesting. All right. What's your favorite color?
Green, like my eyes.
Green. What's your favorite sport?
Football. Though my football team, any of my sports teams aren't very good, but I'm dedicated to. I root for a team, not because of their success. Just because of the lack of their success, I like that, the hope of like one day we'll get them. You know what I mean? Okay. So football, San Diego Chargers.
Okay, so to watch, that's your favorite. What about to play?
Favorite sport to play? Soccer.
Okay, soccer.
If I could be, this is just a question for myself that I always know the answer to. If I could be a professional in any kind of sport, it'd be soccer, I think.
That'd be cool.
Because one, it's worldwide, most popular sport in the world.
Yep.
You could play it in the Olympics. You could represent your country doing it outside of the Olympics. Yeah. And I don't know, I think you're in such good shape as a soccer player. You could play it for a very long time. Your body doesn't wear out. You don't get hit a lot. Well, you can, but not as much as like other sports. Yeah. So I like the longevity of it. I like the popularity of it. And I just like that you can represent your country doing it.
Solid. What are your favorite sports teams?
San Diego Chargers, though, even though they're in LA, I still like to call them San Diego Chargers because San Diego sports will always have a place in my heart. Again, because we're not very good, but I always think one day we'll get them. Like Padres. Yeah. San Diego Padres, but I do like the Chicago Cubs because I was living there for 3 years and I went to Wrigley Field one day and I fell in love with like just the old Americano baseball culture. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. This is why people like baseball. Right. Because I never really, I mean, again, I was a San Diego Padres fan, but I never really understood like the love of baseball. I just like to go because it was something to do with my friends. Yeah. But Wrigleyville and Wrigley Field made me kind of appreciate baseball way more than like I ever did. Cool. And I was there when they won the World Series, and that was cool because it was a big fiesta. And then for basketball, the Los Angeles Lakers, only because my parents, I really wouldn't care about basketball if it wasn't for my dad, because my dad was always a big Lakers fan growing up. So that's the only reason why basketball was on the TV. And for baseball, my mom is like a huge Dodgers fan, like one of the biggest, her and my brother. Nice. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even know what, like, I wouldn't appreciate baseball. Right. I'm surprised that I don't like the Dodgers because I like the Padres. But I just equate that to going to the Padres games with my friends. So I just always root for the San Diego Padres. Nice. And then soccer team, if not Team USA, I root for the Peruvian team, even though they suck too. They're so bad. But again, I just root for the underdog. Nice. So any Peruvian team, if not any USA team, and then I don't know, I like certain players for soccer, not really teams. Sweet.
Solid. On to the next. Favorite Pokemon?
Yeah. Dragonite. Dragonite is a softer Charizard, and I think they created it on purpose. If you guys don't know, I'm a big Pokemon fan, and I collected Pokemon cards when they first started coming out. Colton knows that because he has his collection of his own. Same. Yes. And everybody liked Charizard. Charizard was the go-to Pokemon, and everybody wanted to collect him. But I was like, nah, I also watched like the cartoons, and he was kind of always mean, and I was like, I don't like that. And there was a Pokemon that's close to him that's called Dragonite, and he's like, oh, it's like a nicer version of him. So I always thought, I was like, oh, he's my favorite, not Charizard.
Nice. See, I didn't know that. There's a whole story behind it. Favorite musician or band?
Yeah, that's a good question. My favorite musician. Dang, I really had to think about this one. Or band.
You can do both. You can say, artist first and then band. Or it could just be a band.
Okay. Favorite musician. Most talented musician. It's hard because I have
any genre.
My favorite band for sure has to be Queen, because though I don't think they're the best, my dad listened to them a lot when he first came to America. And I remember he just had the CD, and it's like the only CD he had in his car, in like his pickup truck. And he always I always just wanted to listen to it because it was like the only music. If it wasn't for like Hispanic radio, AM radio, which I never wanted to listen to. I was like, all right, let's pop this in, and it was just always Queen, and I was like, oh yeah, like Queen's greatest hits. So like I knew all the songs like very early on. So I would have to say Queen is my favorite band, and my favorite song artist. I don't know. I don't have one. I do like hip hop a lot, and I do appreciate Kanye West for who he is like as far as an artist. I don't really care for him like as a person, but I would probably have to say him, I think.
Interesting. All right, put it in the books. Mm-hmm. Kanye wins it. All right, let's see. What's your favorite music, though? That was my next question.
Favorite music? Probably alternative. I don't know. It's hard because I listen to a lot of different things, right? And it's always dependent on what I'm in the mood for. And it's a mix of like pop and alternative, where like I listen to a lot of hip hop, but I don't have any favorite hip hop songs. I listen to a lot of like alternative, like band pop songs, and like the mixture of the two. If there's like a really good song that just like tells a good story and it has a great tune, I usually tend to listen to those like way more, just put them on repeat way more than like other types of songs. So I'd probably say like pop alternative if I had to pick one.
Cool. Favorite clothing brand or style?
That's a good question. I don't know. I used to be very simplistic. I've been trying to get more out of my shell as far as like clothing goes. Like even like wearing this, which I've been wearing a lot. Like usually I wouldn't wear like anything on my shirt. I used to wear like a lot of blank shirts.
Right.
Even like my shoes, like I don't know. I guess just streetwear.
Street style.
Yeah.
Skater.
You know what I'm really like trying to actually like mimic is Japanese streetwear specifically. Yeah. There's a lot of like clothing brands like Uniqlo or Matsuyahu, I think it's called, which is where this is from. And I got a lot of pants from Uniqlo. I get a lot of shirts from that company I just mentioned. And I like New Balances, even though I'm wearing Nikes right now. I do like New Balances because they're comfortable, and those are really starting to become popular in like Japanese, even American streetwear, London streetwear. So probably Japanese streetwear is what I'm trying to mimic most.
Yeah, they got a lot of good style. I like find myself like if it's like home decor or even like my coffee setup, I tend to go like Japanese themed.
Yeah, they're just very beautiful.
It's very like, clean, elegant, well made, just stylish. It's cool.
Definitely.
Yep. So let's see. How long have you been married and where did you meet your wife?
Okay, I've been married.
Getting deeper now.
Yeah. Okay. 2016, 8 years. So nice. I've been married 8 years. October 14th, 2016 is our wedding day. And I met Lindsay at work. So I was working at Tilly's. This is a funny story, actually. So at the time, there was a time before I started working at Tilly's, I was looking for a job. And it was my birthday. October 7th is my birthday. 2009, maybe? No, it had to have been earlier than that, like 2008, 2009. I was looking for a job, and my birthday was happening, and my mom's friend gave me a Tilly's gift card. And I never shopped at Tilly's before. I was always like shopping at like Surf Ride or I don't know, like some other surf store,
more
like
surf and skate,
Carlsbad Pipeline, like where I'm from. And I was like, all right, I'll go into Tilly's, see what they have. Maybe I'll like something. I have a gift card, might as well. And when I was walking in there, I saw a sign that said they were hiring. So I was like, maybe I'll just ask if they're like, if I could just like fill in an application.
Yeah. So
the girl that was there, her name was Mimi. She was like, I asked her when she was ringing me up. I was like, can I fill out an application here? You guys, I saw you guys are hiring.
Right.
She's like, yeah, we're hiring for the season because my birthday's October and season was coming. I was like, okay. So I filled out the application in my car. I took it back in. She was like, you just want to do an interview? Like, we're doing interviews right now. I was like, yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
So I got the job, and Lindsay was already working there, and she was already working there for like a year before I was. And so I started making friends with like a group of people that worked there, and Lindsay was part of that group. And a lot of us were just like hung out outside of work, and I got close with them. And there was one day and Lindsay was dating one of the guys at the time. And one of the guys, sorry, this is a long story. That same guy, his mom and my mom were friends already, but we didn't know.
Right.
My mom actually met Lindsay before I did because my mom went to this guy's mom's house because they were having like a I don't know, like makeup or like
right.
skincare tutorial thing. And my mom met Lindsay because Lindsay was there with, his name was John, with John. And so we started hanging out, and then I think they were like breaking up, or I don't know. They had a falling out, but we were all still friends. I always thought Lindsay as like a friend, and I invited a lot of people to the beach one weekend because we all had the day off. And Lindsay was like the only one that didn't bail, or she was the only one that wanted to go. I forget which one. I was like, oh, you just want to go to the beach? Yeah. It was just me and her, and I was like, just as friends. But then like we like hung out there like for a long time, just like getting to know each other. Yeah. I was like, oh dang, I think I like this. I think I like Lindsay. And so it was kind of weird because like I didn't want to betray this new friend that I had that just broke up with his girlfriend, Lindsay. But me and Lindsay started like getting closer and started hanging out more. So we started dating.
Can't stop love, dude.
Yeah. So we started dating, and yeah, that's how I met Lindsay.
Nice. Very cool.
That little story.
Tilly's.
Good story. Tilly's love.
Heck yeah. Next question. What's your favorite thing about your wife and your daughter?
My favorite thing about my wife is that she's very, she puts me in my place when she needs to, but she doesn't overstep her boundaries. She loves me a lot without really showing me she loves me. She always wants to be around me. She's never tired of me. She lets me be myself. We talked about this the other day, actually. Her want and need for me to be around and for me not to go away from her presence is infectious. That sometimes I get lost in that idea, or like I forget that she is that way. Right. Like I take it for granted sometimes. And then recently I just like realized like, gosh, she always wants to be around me. Like she's always texting me. Yeah. If I'm going to go grocery shopping, she wants to go with me. If she needs to go grocery shopping, she always wants me to come. Right. Like she never wants to do anything without me. Like barely even like going out with her friends. Like sometimes she's like, I just want to stay home with you. I was like, no, just go have fun. Right. She just always wants to be around me. I was like, God, not that I'm ever sick of her, but she's like, I'm a lot more like outgoing and crazier than she is. So I was like, gosh, she's never sick of me, huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So like just her appreciation of like my presence, I think is what attracts me most to her, or what I appreciate about Lindsay more. Yeah. Or most. And then she's just like, she's a hard worker, low key hard worker. She has her master's. She went to school. She was alone for a lot of like her early adulthood. Right. Like she went through a lot with her family. She really worked for everything that she had. She's not selfish. But yeah, she's a low-key hard worker. Went to school, put herself through school, got her master's degree, got her job, works from home. It's a great mother. That's another thing is like, this is one of my questions to you, actually kind of part of it, but it's kind of different. Her being like, there was different love when I first met Lindsay. It was like very honeymoon stage love. Yeah, yeah. Then we got married, and we felt that was like a whole big step, and really moving forward with our lives in this partnership together. And then her being a mom was like a different kind of like perspective of like, oh wow, like this lady, this woman my partner is giving birth to my child, and she's catering to our child. Right. She's being a great mother. That's a kind of love that's like kind of hard to explain, but you feel it in a way where like it's so different than what the other, like whether it's like sexual tension love or like physical, it's just like an admiration kind of love kind of thing.
Different type of bond.
Yeah.
You can't experience it unless you do it.
That's right. Like just seeing her being a mom, or like Eloise loving on her and saying, or just Eloise appreciating her as a mom is like such a hard kind of love that it's hard to explain. But like once you see it and once you feel it, you know what it is. Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. That's my answer to that.
So what's your favorite thing? That she's your wife. That's your favorite thing.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. All right, where am I? Let's see. Dang, we're only halfway. What's the coolest place? Where's the coolest place you've ever visited?
Ooh, my favorite place to ever have visited was Ireland. I could say Peru because I mentioned Peru, but I've been to Peru so many times when I was a kid to go visit all my cousins. And you get over the city of Peru very fast.
Yeah.
So me and Lindsay decided to go to the mountains in Cusco and go visit like a lot of the old cities, old towns, and Machu Picchu, and that was way better than going to like the city of Lima.
Yeah.
That I recommend anybody listening who's thinking about going to Peru. Don't go to Lima, go to Cusco and go do all the fun nature stuff.
Nice.
But Ireland is my favorite place. Was a perfect trip. Got into Dublin, didn't stay in Dublin right away. We went to the west side of the island, stayed in an awesome Airbnb where they had the best breakfast or the best food I think I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
You wake up to the sound of waves and cows mooing on the beach, which was very weird, but it was awesome. Yeah, it was like cows on the beach. You wake up to waves and you wake up to noises of cows and you smell of like ocean and pasture at the same time. It was like very weird, but it was like, oh, it's Ireland in my head.
Nice.
And it was like that, a bed and breakfast, like old style, like Ireland cottage, and the house was big, but it felt small at the same time. And there was only like 2 or 3 other couples there when Lindsay and I were there, and we sat down in like this very grandioso like dining room, but it had like separate tables. Yeah. And then there was a kitchen, like there's a doorway, and then the big old grand kitchen attached to it, and that's where they were doing all like the people that owned the house were doing the cooking. Nice. And they brought us just like the best breakfast cottage food that you could like imagine. I was like, oh, this is
it's like a movie, man.
Yeah, it was like a movie. I was like, this is awesome.
Heck yeah.
Fresh bread, fresh jam, fresh milk, fresh orange juice, like you name it. It was like fresh sausages, fresh eggs, fresh meat. It was awesome.
Heck yeah.
So favorite place, Ireland for sure.
Cool. This goes to the next question. If you couldn't live here, where would you live?
If I couldn't live here?
Let's take out California completely.
Yeah. Do we take out the United States?
No.
Colorado. Yeah. I would probably say somewhere else other than Colorado, but I don't know anywhere else. I've been to a lot of places in the United States, but I haven't. But there's some other places that I bet are a lot nicer than Colorado. Like Lindsay's been to Wyoming and Idaho and Montana, and she would probably say one of those places, but I haven't been there, so I can't say that. Okay. But Colorado is probably where I'd like to go. Cool.
What's something you wish you were better at?
Good question. This is kind of like self-reflective on my end. I wish I was a better communicator to my friends, my family, to Lindsay, friends, family, Lindsay, and I guess just to like life in general. Like sometimes I'll just not put in the effort for no particular reason other than like maybe I just didn't, I'll get to it later kind of thought, you know?
For sure.
I hate that about myself. I wish I wasn't like that. I'm not like that to the extreme, but when I am, like it really perturbs me. Yeah. So I wish I was better a communicator. Okay. And I'm trying.
All right. What's a random hobby of yours?
Random hobby of mine, other than what was collecting Pokemon cards. I don't know. I'm a man of many different hobbies. Like I like to take on a lot of things. One of them was like collecting Pokemon cards. The other one was trying to collect indoor house plants, which I failed at. I guess right now it's like a consistent hobby that I have. It's just maintaining the house and like doing little minor upgrades or fixing the house. Like I just cleaned out our drains the other day. And
home improvement?
I loved doing that. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, this is very nice. I don't know why. It's
getting like old, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, I guess my hobby is maintaining my house, doing little upgrades and stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's like the consistent hobby that I have. It's the only thing I could really equate to.
Okay. Cool. Have what's your worst memory on here, but I don't know. I feel like that could be a long story.
Yeah, it can.
So let's just do, what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, right now, my biggest fear would be disappointing Eloise in any way, in any possible way.
That's good.
Eloise, I want her to always see me as like a best friend, someone that she could always communicate to or reach out to, even when she's older and she's moved on with her life and moved into somebody else's life or started her own family, started her own life.
Yep.
I always want her to be able to call me and confide in me or call me for advice or just call me because she wants to.
Right.
If there was ever a time where like I failed to do that, that's probably what scares me the most, is not being close to her for the rest of my life.
That's good.
Because I know that tends to happen sometimes, and even like unintentionally.
Yeah.
Just things happen in life, to not to like anybody's fault, maybe by their own or maybe some like outside presence, but I'd never want to be in a position where Eloise and I don't have good communication.
Nice.
That's my fear.
It's a good fear. All right. Let's go down to what's something you would never change about yourself?
Something I would never change about myself?
Yes. One thing.
That I'm a middle child.
That you're a middle child.
Yeah.
You like being the middle child.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know why. I never felt the pressure of being an older sibling. Though my sister would disagree, I never felt like the favoritism of being a younger sibling. I think she knows that she's a favorite. Which, I mean, it's so dumb, but like, whatever, it's true.
Whatever.
Being a middle child, I like the idea of me just kind of being kind of under the radar for a lot of my life, even though like I felt like I wasn't.
Yeah.
But there is substance to being the older child, being the first child, and being the last, especially the first girl, because my sister was the first girl, or being the youngest child. I think is middle child thing is what I would not change about myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. What's the best dad joke you know?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Daisy.
Daisy who?
They see me rolling.
That's definitely a dad joke.
I learned that one from my mother-in-law the other day.
I can tell that's my girls tonight.
And Eloise loves it. So that's the dad joke of the month right now.
Nice. Solid. Define happiness and how are you pursuing it?
Dang. Define happiness and how am I pursuing it? I think I define happiness in like just stuff like this. Moments in life where you can look back on maybe one day, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but maybe one day our lives separate and we keep in touch, or you know what I could do instead of that, because I don't even want to talk about that. I didn't even think about that. Cameron, let me just bring up Cameron very quick, as we have before. There's moments in time, like there's moments in my head where I remember, I was thinking about this the other day actually, where that room wasn't the production room. Our production was right here.
Right in the corner, yep.
And we had one roaster, and it felt like just this room, that room, and that room is all we had. There's like times where I never walked into that room or Brian's office, and we didn't have that. This is pretty much all that I there was like times where it was just this in my life.
Yeah.
You know, work-wise. And like there was like there's like moments and times where me and Cameron were like talking to each other in like a cowboy or like old Western style.
Oh my God. I'd be over here just laughing.
And you're roasting.
Love
and
that.
We're just like delusional, and like it's like moments like that where like you could reminisce and look back on, and like just thinking about it like will make you smile, make you smirk or laugh. Stuff like this, like again, I'll just bring it back. If there was ever a time like our lives separated, and like I'll look back at us doing this,
Yeah.
and I could even like, luckily we record this, and I could look back on it that way. I was like, dang, that was like so cool. I can't believe we did something like that. I think that's happiness, is just living in or remembering those moments. Hopefully you remember those moments, keep them in your brain, core memories, making sure you have a lot of those moments, meaning you have found a place in your life where you're relaxed and you could laugh and you could share that happy emotion with other people, not just yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's happiness, I think, is being able to live in that time and being able to reminisce about it.
Yeah.
And the way I pursue it is, I guess, just having a good attitude, trying to have a good attitude towards life, towards family, towards friends, towards your health. I think if you're able to find those little happy moments in life, I think that's happiness. I think it's hard to try to pursue happiness. It might drive you crazy, but if you could just appreciate little moments in life and share happy emotions with other people or laugh with other people, I think that should be enough to fulfill a life. Yeah. Hopefully, not live in misery, but live in joy.
It's good, dude.
Yeah,
it's a good answer.
Thanks.
I like that a lot, and I like that you can't even find that at work. A lot of people can't even.
That's very lucky too.
They can't even experience that, and they never will, sadly. So that's really cool. If you could stop one thing in this world, what would it be?
If I could, probably, if I could stop one thing in this world, pass. I think I could have an answer, but it might get too, I don't want to say controversial, but I don't know. It's something that I really don't even like to talk about much, so I'll just pass.
Okay, sounds good. What are your fitness goals as of right now?
Gain 10 pounds.
Gain 10 pounds of muscle.
5 to 10 pounds of muscle.
Sick.
I think I'm losing a lot of my fat, which is okay. I've been eating a lot more breakfast, which I'm happy about. Instead of just protein shakes. This morning I had 2 egg burritos, like I mentioned.
Sick. California burritos?
That'd be crazy. California egg burritos. But
damn,
yeah,
that sounds good.
I know. No, I've just been trying to gain more muscle weight.
Nice.
I think I'm getting there.
Solid. What's your biggest accomplishment in life so far?
This was the only question I have for you. Biggest, it would have to be starting a family, I think. Maintaining a family, starting a family, seeing how well Eloise is adapting to the world we put her in, to her surroundings. Eloise I'm experiencing so much with her development, especially her starting school, and she's getting into dance. She's an awesome dancer. She's performing at school. She's learning about instruments. We're going to get her a piano for Christmas, and she's very excited about learning how to play the piano.
Don't watch this episode, Eloise.
Yeah, she watches it as soon as it drops. So I don't know. I think my biggest accomplishment in life is being able to surround Eloise with a good life, a life where I could be proud to say that Eloise is safe, she's comfortable.
Yep.
She's pursuing talents that I never pursued when I was little, and that's nobody's fault. I'm just saying, like, she's artistic, and like, I'm so glad I'm able to just be able to provide for her.
Nice. Yeah.
Something I always had in the back of my mind, even like as a teen. Not that my parents never were able to provide for me. My parents both worked extremely hard for us to be even like able to live in California, let alone like Carlsbad. They worked their tails off. So I always thought, I was like, man, I wish I could give my family, my future family, that at least.
Yeah. Now you're doing it your way.
Yeah, and doing it our way. Me and Lizzie are doing it our way, and we're just so happy. Like, we're we're so happy that Eloise is able to just be where she's at.
Yeah.
Have the things that she does and being able to do the things that she does. So that's my biggest accomplishment for sure.
Sick.
Yeah.
Love it. What's something you want, but you think you'll never get it in your lifetime?
It's something I want, but I'll never get in my lifetime. That is a good question. I think, man, that is a good question. I don't know. Like, I could say like a lot of materialistic things that I'll probably want that I won't get in my life. Here's a fun one. I'll try to make this a fun one. I wish I could be in a spot financially, materialistic, but it's a funny one.
Okay.
Let's just say this. If I won the lottery, which I know I won't because I don't play.
Right.
The one thing I know for sure I would do is have a brand new toothbrush ready to go every time I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
That would be my number one thing. I don't know why, just the idea of having just the feel of having a new toothbrush is so nice to me.
Maybe an invention?
Maybe.
Maybe you can invent it and you would have a new toothbrush.
I don't know, dude. That's the thing. If I was ever rich enough to have a new toothbrush every time I brush my teeth,
that'd be it.
That'd be it. But I'm never gonna have it.
Somebody sponsor us.
Yeah.
Whoever makes toothbrushes.
Yeah, I know they have like toothbrush changing head services out there now.
Yeah.
Again, just expensive. I don't want to spend my money on it
every day. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's end it with best advice for the young people.
Best advice for the young people.
Yep.
Manage your money well. Just because people have things doesn't mean you need it. There's always going to be new things around that you're going to want. Don't fall into the trap of missing out on something, especially materialistic things. There's always going to be something better. So be happy with what you have. Another good advice is don't pass up those little moments in life where I said the moments that you'll remember of joy. Take that trip. Money doesn't last forever. And I think money is well spent when you spend it on memories, spend it on trips and stuff like that, opposed to materialistic things. So don't spend your money on new gadgets or a new car, even though you have a good one that's running still. Spend it on moments and travel and even like going out to see a loved one or taking a loved one out, or go live those moments in life. I think don't try to fall into the trap of materialistic things.
Solid.
And also put in the work, try to work hard. You know, it is rewarding. Don't be lazy. It's really easy to be lazy. Not that I'm saying I'm the hardest worker, but I'm saying the opposite. There's times where I find myself not wanting to do something, but you'll feel so rewarded once you do it.
Yep.
Whether it's working on the house, going to the gym, eating right, you always feel better about yourself.
Yep.
That's a guarantee.
Yep.
If you put in the work towards something.
Solid. That's all I got for you, man.
Nice. That's just fun.